Top left-hand corner, Shopify Rebellion. He is the blue of Protoss, of course, has made his way into the GSL once again, and we're going to see the form that he is in. Of course, online, he always looks oh so clean. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Byun. And the bottom right, from Quamdom Freaks, the second Zerg from this team. It is going to be ARMANI, and look at that, it's an early pool with a gas. All right, ARMANI, what do you have up your sleeve? Let's see. And yeah, of course, that last series was good. I mean, 5 games I don't think anyone expected. Nightmare definitely had some really, really good showings, I think, especially with his timing attacks. You know, the game 1, where, of course, you saw that, or was it game 2, I think? Yeah, game 2, where, of course, you saw that the Glaive to Depths didn't work out, but then the follow-up, and, of course, a lot of it did also come down to Sue not being able to necessarily read those situations as well as he should have. But we're going to be heading into TVZ now, which of course is a much different matchup, but you're still actually going to be retaining a lot of the same things. ARMANI, I mean, I would say ARMANI, he's going to be playing reactive depending on the timing attacks that the Terran is going for, but that's not really the case. I don't think ARMANI is going to be playing very reactive at all, because that's a Roach Warren going down at 1 minute 45 seconds. This is going to get very aggressive very early, and you love to see it. ARMANI going to take things into his own hands, and this is what we've seen Zergs have been doing against Byun. I mean, Dark absolutely brutalized Byun 3-0 in an ESL Weekly, just cheesing him every single game. And they've been saying, listen, Byun, if we don't let you get into the mid game where you're the most comfortable, you know, without taking any damage, we think we can beat you. And I think it's shown some merit to that, as it's going to be 5 Roaches on the way. And of course, ARMANI, I think, has had some very, very good play recently. I haven't seen a ton of his games. I'm actually going to check it right now, because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what his actual recent performances have been like, because I can't remember. But we have Ravagers, we have Roaches, Queens are going to be on the way, and Byun is actually moving out here with Marines, and this could get very, very bad. Byun is preparing for a 3-Rex, is going to see the Ravager here, so he's going to be able to scout it out. That's very, very nice here so far for Byun, but does not have a bunker, does not have concussive shell. That has started up immediately, though. He's going to try and just hold this high ground here with the Marines, but the Overlords are just going to be brought on over. Then these Roaches can attack up the high ground. Now the 3-Rex, interestingly enough, I actually do think does a decent job of holding this without losing too much, just because you're going to have a lot of bio out so early, but we're going to see some SCVs go down. A Roach is immediately going to be sniped. Ooh, nice there. Nice shot on the fadeaway. 3 SCVs so far going down. Another Ravager Morph is going to come through. But concussive shell is almost done. Ravager snipes another SCV, and ARMANI is probably just going to look for as much damage as possible while cutting this out. Snipes 6 SCVs in total. Is going to lose the Overlord, though, and that means that you really can't push up that ramp anymore, as Byun has done a good job in holding this. He's going to snipe another Ravager. And so far, I mean, it's a heavy committal, but you get the 6 SCVs. It's pretty worthwhile here for ARMANI, who's then just going to put down his 3rd hatchery. And I think you can be pretty happy going into the rest of this game here as ARMANI. You found some damage. It wasn't, I think, as much as you would potentially like, because, of course, again, it was that 3-Rex opening here from Byun. That's actually going to be a very nice cancel there on that 3rd base. ARMANI didn't have units out to necessarily defend. You sniped the drone as well, and so you're just delaying the Zerg as much as possible right now as Byun. And getting that 3rd, actually, ARMANI is not replacing his 3rd. ARMANI is... Take 2, ladies and gentlemen. Potentially. It's a lot of Lings that have been in production here. I think might just be using them for defense. Finally, we'll replant that 3rd, but it has been so far delayed. I mean, Byun's going to be so happy. Of course, doesn't know exactly how much he delayed that third, but Armani, I think, overbuilt Lings just a little bit for that small group of bio. And so now Byun is caught up on the worker count. He's actually ahead in the worker count. That, of course, isn't going to be true as these 9 drones do pop out, but I mean, one little push there from Byun and suddenly finds himself back into this game. And all that damage that Armani did end up getting, really not going to be for anything, as evolution chambers are coming down, additional gas, as well as Armani is going to get into his upgrades. Layer on the way. It's going to be this very, very, I mean, ground-poundy Roach Ling army, it seems like. A style that definitely someone like DRG really, really likes. Because you can just swarm over your opponent. You have a lot of pushing potential with this army, but the 3-Rax is going to head across the map. You have Stim here for Byun. I believe also might have the combat shields and the concussive shell. It's actually a pretty big army here from the Terran. It's 30 Marines almost with the 3 Marauders. Of course, if Armani isn't careful, this can get a lot of damage, but does a good job. Sends out a scouting Ling, is going to know the attack is here. There's 11 more Roaches on the way, and with that, there really shouldn't be any chance of Byun getting damage done. But scouts that there's no 4th base, and Byun, seeing that, is going to be pretty happy just to back up. Says, oh, well, I already denied your 3rd before, so with no 4th, yeah, I'm just going to back up. Doesn't want to lose those units. Is just going to save them for a follow-up attack with +1 and Medivacs, which is going to be even more deadly. And I think Byun right now is handling this game about as well as you can. As Armani still behind in the worker count for the Zerg. That is just not a position you want to be in. We'll finally get a healthy drone count here on the 3rd base. Is going to scout out the Medivacs here with the Ling and, of course, the Zelnaga Watchtower. It doesn't necessarily have a round of larva ready here to produce any sort of units. +1/+1. Global Constitution. That's 11 more drones here for Armani. Of course, Byun isn't looking for a super committed push, which means that you can afford to produce those 11 more drones. If Byun had moved all of his units across the map, then maybe that would look a lot more scary. As that's a nice snipe there on 2 Overlords, actually. It's going to force Armani to build a few more than he would like. But the 3rd base goes down for the Terran. Armani's still no 4th in sight. It's actually an infestation pit. So we might end up seeing, I mean, Infestor Ravager, maybe? Infestor Ravager. I mean, this is a very dark style game right now from Armani, including going to the fact that he's actually playing from not the best position. The 4th base is finally going to go down. The +1/+1 will be finishing up soon, but it's actually going to be in time with that of the Terrans. So the Roach Ravager is going to be even on upgrades, which is not the worst position for the Zerg at all. Just going to pick on up, get out. Supplies evening out, though. Armory on the way. God. Imagine if Armani played Terran and you said, yeah, Armory on the way for Armani. It's like, oh, no. Stop it. Armani Armory? No. My caster brain just hates the fact that that's possible. But we have 2 Medivacs making their way to the main. Now, there is a good amount of Lings already there, so I don't think Byun is necessarily going to find damage with that drop. And does just pick up and get on out. +2 on the way now for both of these players. Armani is going to have the slight advantage in that timing, but you also have tank production so far from Byun. 4 tanks already out, is going to add on a 2nd factory, and I assume that's just going to be a tech lab for the +1, as well as it's a lurker den for Armani. He's going to be heading into lurkers here on Curious Minds. Doesn't have any Hydras out just yet, but of course that is because you don't really want to produce Hydras until you're going for your transition. The Roach Ravager with the Infestors fights a lot better, and of course Armani is using this very, very defensively because he wants to buy time to get up into these lurkers. He knows that his economy was delayed quite heavily by his 3rd being delayed by, I mean, about a minute or so. As, oh, this is going to be a nice catch here for Byun. Just going to stem on top of a lot of these Roaches Ravagers, and that's a lot of losses here for Armani. Now Byun going to continue to push forward here with these tanks. Now we have Hydralisk in production, but it's only 5. The Vipers aren't out quite yet, and that double drop is still sharking around the main base. As Byun is going to find the tank position here in range of the hatchery. Terrans love to abuse this position. At the same time, tries to go in, I think, tries to go in with the drop, but is pushed back by the fact that there are spore crawlers there. And suddenly ARMANI is knocked down to 3 bases once again. Seismic Spines on the way. 3 lurkers in production. I think we should see 2 more fairly shortly. ARMANI not getting rid of all of his Hydralisks just yet. As that first fungal growth did miss, and so far Byun having a very, very good job. Oh, look at that, a beautiful wall. He's going to keep out that Zergling run by, and suddenly the Terran is up on bases to the Zerg. And this is starting to look very, very scary for ARMANI. As Byun is going to siege up this position into the main and potentially look for a drop there. As the army of ARMANI posturing, but is not really going to be able to collapse. The 4 tanks, they are threatening. They have +1. The Vipers, they do have blinding clouds, but the split on the tanks is pretty decent. We're just going to see an abduct actually onto 3 of the tanks, and I think that's the correct response. Ooh, still takes a lot of damage though. Has 190 supply to 168. And oh, Byun, he's just going to stim on top of the lurkers, says, listen, you don't have anything here to defend them. And that's already going to be a nice catch here for the Terran. He's going to be able to snipe the 4th base that's going in the top right. And Byun has complete control over this game, as he has +3 on the way. Ghost production in the works. Additional command centers coming down. And this game feels like it's slowly starting to spiral out of control for ARMANI. Sure, he's still maxed out. He does have a very, very large army count to work with. It's actually that tank pull is going to allow it to get a few more shots than ARMANI would have liked. Oh, the medevac doesn't make its way on out. But the real issue here for ARMANI is the fact that you have a Terran who's adding on additional command centers, who's fully saturated on 4 bases, has the Venn diagram of sensor towers. The Venn triagram, actually, of sensor towers at that. I'm a bit miffed that I didn't come up with that on the spot. It was prime for the taking, but more lurkers in production. +2 is on the way though for those tanks. +3 for Byun's bio. And the personal cloaking for the Ghost. Additional command centers at the center of his bases. Yeah, Byun is just getting into what we all like to call Turtle Terran. This is the stage of Terran where a lot of Zergs look at this, they say, wow, this is so strong, and then Terrans look at this and they say, wow, why can't I do this as convincing as this? No, ARMANI! He's gonna lose another base. Transfuses are not gonna be able to save it. And there's just more and more damage coming through here for Byun. Lurkers, though, gonna try and find an attack here, knock down some bases. Scans are gonna go down. The tanks are gonna be pulled into the lurkers, but ghosts are here. And ARMANI just gonna start losing lurkers left and right. I mean, so many fall. He's left with only 3. More snipes going down. They're not gonna be able to get, I'm sorry, the last 4 lurkers. As it's a good fungal growth there to catch some of this bio. Byun doesn't need more tanks here. It has 2 factories with tech labs. He's not double producing the tanks, though. He's clearing up a lot of creep, and I mean, even though ARMANI's finding some success, he's just been set so far behind. There's 8 more Hydras on the way, and that's going to be a lurker den. Oh, Byun! He sees the indents. He sees it. He knows it. Oh. And so far in this game, 4 hatcheries have gone down. That's 1,200 minerals that ARMANI has lost. And of course the trades are fairly even, but still 1,000 more minerals lost for the Zerg, 1,000 more gas. Byun scans that base. I don't think he's going to want to commit on in because he knows that the army might just be lurking around the corner. That's +3/+3 is on the way for the Zerg, but it's going to be so far behind that of the Terran. You're going to have 3/3 Ghost, 3/3 Bio, +2 tanks. It's going to be very scary as snipes go down, but I don't think you can really engage this army beyond. Snipes, though, are going to shred a lot of it, but you have to be careful. As in, ooh, fungal growths go down, but the snipes! Oh, Byun takes a beautiful fight, and that's just going to be GG. He doesn't care if it's in the open. His ghost control is just immaculate. Alright, and that game one was actually pretty... That game one was pretty insane. It was very, very close. And I'm not going to say that ARMANI was completely out of it. Of course, it was dire, but there were positions where it looked like maybe he could start to find a comeback. Unfortunately, it just never really worked out. You know, Byun was just super, super solid. And yeah, it looked very, very good. And we're gonna have to see how this game looks, because obviously under 2,000 atmospheres, it is a little bit different. I definitely feel like this map is much more standard than Curious Minds. Of course, in Curious Minds, you still see players go into mid to late game on that map, because the layout of it for TVZ very much lends itself to start to kind of bring itself towards that that stage of the game. We'll see what is going to be the plan for ARMANI, because I definitely feel like ARMANI had a shot there. Had his response been a little bit better to the early game. Now, Byun is going to be doing a different opening this time. So we're going to be seeing the double Hellion production. Apologies, as I was trying to figure out how to swap the nameplates to be on the correct side. So fixed that up for you guys, so it's no longer confusing. But it's going to be actually the Hellions with a medevac. And oh, Byun, I love this swap up here. It goes from the 3 racks, very much, you know, bio focus. I'm going to have a lot of Marines out early, you know, and that got a lot of work done, defended the early game. It kind of dissuades ARMANI from being aggressive early on. But is now going to be heading into early pressure himself, and it's going to be the Hellbat timing attack. Now, of course, this is a Hellbat timing attack. As a caster, it is law that I have to say, I don't know if this is going to work too well. But as me, Titan, I'm just going to say this. I am very, very excited for how this might turn out, because right now, ARMANI, no real clue. Of course, the Hellions have been hidden up until this point. They are going to now make their way across the map. There is no Baneling nest. Right now, it is just Zerglings and Queens. And there's also going to be that Marine drop that's going to intercept a few of these Zerglings. Spinecrawler on the way, though. ARMANI does have the correct read on what this is. Byun just backing up for now, though. Is actually not going to commit on in. And it feels like this might just be actually a little bit late here for Byun. I feel like he had the timing, but now Banelings are going to be here. Now a Spinecrawler is going to be up. The Spinecrawler, though, is actually not even at this third base, so you might just have to abandon the third base for now. Wait for the Banelings, as we are going to see 2 Hellbats just head straight towards the main base. And ooh, Byun is going to split off 1 Hellbat. A good split. Oh, ARMANI! You weren't expecting that now, were you? As the Hellbats don't find any damage quite yet in the main, only found a singular drone worth, but you can still continue to push down this third now. As, oh, that was just gorgeous here from Byun. Now has a Liberator also making his way through. He's going to find 4 drones worth of damage, finds a Queen as well. More Zerglings going down. Oh no, ARMANI. This is not looking good. Lose 7 drones now. Finally, he's going to be able to clean up that drop, but the Liberator is going to find its way on in. And again, you're just going to lose more and more Lings here. Whew, okay. Liberator's just going to go straight towards the main. Just does a little flyby. Says, hi, I am here. How are you doing? Actually can't even come on into the main with that positioning. So Byun's just going to pocket that away and say that he will use it later. Is going to be heading, of course, into 5 racks now. Has the 3rd command center finished up. He's going to be landing that on location. I imagine fairly soon. He's almost saturated on his natural, or completely saturated on his natural, and with the drone damage that he found, is even on workers right now with the Zerg. That's the Terran. You're happy. You're a happy camper right now. You're just saying, yeah, this is great. This is a good time. More Hellions going to be coming on down. Going to be able to snipe a few creep tumors. More Lings have gone in production. But, I mean, Byun's just going to look on focusing creep. Getting rid of any sort of advantages that Armani has. And it's more Hellbats. 5 more Banings going to be warped in, or morphed in. Byun's just going to go for the base. I imagine he might just go for the base here. He's going to find a nice surround onto it. Some more drones are going to fall. And he says, oh, that drone line was not pulled in time. And Armani, you are taking far too much damage now. Oh, Banelings. Again, though, look at the splits here from Byun. The Banelings aren't being move commanded, and the Hellbats, as soon as they fire, just managed to get so much damage. Armani's down to 50 workers. He's having to continually produce drones just to try and catch back up. And now, oh, Byun. Oh, Byun. You are gorgeous. Please tell me. Oh, I was going to say, if that's 2 medevacs moving at the same time, then that would be beautiful. It is just the singular medevac with 4 cloaked Widow Mines inside. This is... I am loving what I am seeing from Byun in this game. He has such an advantage right now already. The +1/+1 is going to be done far ahead of the 1/1 for the Ling Bane, which is never a situation you want to be in as the Zerg. Your Ling Bane wants to have equal upgrades, if not ahead. And now you're behind 7 Banelings being morphed in for a counterattack here. But Byun already has a bunker set up. He built that preemptively alongside a supply depot. Ooh, Widow Mines. Not gonna be able to find damage just yet. That one will be able to get in 3 drones. As at the front, Byun's just taking the fight though. Ooh, Hellbat's getting a good amount of value. That one's not gonna be able to get another shot. Another shot. It's the worst time for the hiccups to come through, but 8 drones go down. 8 more drones go down, should I say. As Byun's just gonna be as annoying as possible. Pockets this Widow Mine away is gonna force a Spore Crawler to reposition again. And so the Queens have to kind of find that response. Even gonna take damage onto a Queen, which is of course quite annoying, but transfuses go down. Byun up 30 supply now in this game, preparing an attack on the right side of the map. He has 2/2 on the way. The +1/+1 isn't even done for Armani. This is, again, this is never a situation that the Zerg wants to be in. As Byun gonna start to push this down. Queens are gonna fall. Oh, and these Widow Mines are still alive. That's 10 more drones. Oh, this is just brutal. Another Widow. I mean, we didn't even get to see it because Byun just hid these units. Oh, he gets another shot. 4 more drones. No, Armani. Oh, it's just painful. Armani not being able to handle this pressure from Byun. Oh, Widow Mines burrowing in. Great pickups here. You need to avoid most of the damage coming through from those Banelings as creep is continuing to be cleaned up. I mean, that is all of Armani's vision. Oh, some good Baneling connections, though, on the right side of the map. But look at this. Byun's just splitting the map. He's going to stim on in. That's going to allow the hatchery snipes continue. It's just... it's a continuation of the last game. It's absolutely brutal. Byun is playing out of his mind right now, and Armani is having trouble keeping up. Oh me, oh my. This drop sneaks its way into the main base. Byun, he's so good. As more drones are gonna go down, he's just, I mean, he's not gonna be able to snipe the layer, but he's killed 49 drones! 49! And of course it's early in the morning still, so I have some voice cracks, but that adds to it. 5 more drones fall somewhere else. I think that was in the main base that they got killed. 49 drones. Banelings are gonna roll on in. I mean, they are gonna be able to snipe the bunker and look for the mineral line here. Ooh, Byun! Oh, doesn't pull the SCVs away. He's gonna lose 9 SCVs. Of course, not ideal. We'll be able to clean up the rest of those banelings, though. Tutu is done here for the bio. This just trades so efficiently against this Ling Bane. It is atrocious. And creep spread is going to get cleaned up. And Armani, I mean, all respect to him, is continuing to try and spread this creep and is doing a good job of trying to, but just look how well the bio trades. It's not even fair how Byun is able to stutter step these units. Armani is trying every trick in the book right now to find a way back into this game, and it's just not working out. Ooh, Byun not able to focus fire down those banelings, so has to get the pickup. Another commit in here for Armani, but a lot of banelings connecting on the Widow Mines and on the Marauders, which is not what you want to see. And it's 4 base versus 4 base once again. Additional command centers going down. Byun is getting into Ghost Academy. Oh boy. Armani's going to try and commit on in, but I mean, he needs to defend on this front. Byun picks up on the other side, and he knows that as long as he just wins here, and look, the Marauder's still alive. Oh my, that Marauder. He's going to survive again. Look at that Marauder. Byun, his micro's just too good. Oh my, it's just so clean. It is disgusting. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Up 2-0 already, looking to complete the sweep, and he's on a pretty good map for it. From Shopify Rebellion, it is Byun. And in the bottom right, he's going to have to switch something up. He's going to have to do something different somehow. Get himself back into this series. From the Quangdom Freaks, it is Armani. And that's an early pool once again. Armani. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. And let's see. Berlingrad, of course, is, I think, a little bit better of a map for a Roach attack, if that's what Armani is going to go for. Because, of course, you do have no ramp up into the natural. And so, what that means is that it's a lot harder for the bio to just hold that ramp and for your Roaches to not be able to get up. It's a lot easier for Roaches to get into the natural and to force a liftoff to actually get some decent damage. And I think that's what Armani... Oh, never mind. It's going to be Zerglings. Now, Byun does scout the fact that that hatchery is late, so should know that this was a pool first. Usually, if you scout around 2 minutes with your SCV, the hatchery should be done if you scout after barracks. Should be done. And so Byun, let's see what his response is going to be. It is going to be the bunker. So far, Armani just playing safe. And I mean, I don't know if he is expecting... I don't know if Armani was expecting a double proxy barracks or something, or proxy reapers. Because, of course, this early Lings, the early pool, you can use with the 16 pool to try and defend against early Reapers, early, proxy racks. But I don't know quite yet. 12 more Lings have been produced, of course, here by Armani, but it looks like he might run across the map with them. It's Queen. Oh, he's not. Oh. He's not even going to be able to get the Reaper. He's actually going to find a full scout here of the base. See that it's not Roaches. Third base going down for Armani. Byun sees that, says, okay, so it's just going to be Lings. Puts some Marines in the bunkers. Ooh, lift off, or lift up there on the supply depot. And, oh, he doesn't, he doesn't even get it. Oh, that hurt. That hurt really bad. Excuse me for a second. Anyway. Third base going down here for Armani, and it's going to be another armory for... Sorry. Reading Twitch chat sometimes funny. It's going to be the Armory for Byun. He's going to look for this Hellbat timing attack, and now it's against an ARMANI who does not have that third base as quickly, is having to invest more into his drone production than he would otherwise probably like to in this position. Oh, this is going to start to look very, very messy here for ARMANI. Tech Lab's going down. More Hellions in production. We're going to see what this is going to be. It looks like it actually might be a Hellbat drop into the main as just the first course, but now you're going to also have Cloaked Banshees as a follow-up. Let's see how this goes. Byun is going to drop on in. He's going to find himself onto the creep. Oh, he's not going to go for the morph. Doesn't want to reveal quite yet. This is Hellbats, of course. But ARMANI able to push back that first attempt is always a good start. But it's going to be Widow Mines here for Byun, of course. He just likes his Widow Mines. The Cloaked Banshees. And I imagine what we're going to end up seeing here is just a even stronger push from Byun with the Hellbats, with Marines, with Cloaked Banshees. Yeah, this might start to look very, very messy here for ARMANI, who does need to have some defense ready. As here we go, Hellbats morphing on in. Some Marines are here to back up, and the Cloaked Banshee should make its way across the map as well. What is the worker count? It's only 22 lings. That's not a lot. 12 more in production. There is no Baneling Nest for ARMANI. Oh, I don't think he's read this correctly at all. Has he? I mean, the Queens are here. They have a nice concave, but you just see the Lings get absolutely shredded. The medevac goes down, but now the Cloaked Banshee is here, and there's no vision for it. Oh, the Spore Crawler got sniped. The Queens are trying their best to defend. They're going to be able to push back the Hellbats, but now the drone line is going to be under fire. A lot of the Lings go down to the Hellbats, but you managed to hold. The issue is, how many drones are you going to lose? The answer is quite a few to this Banshee. Byun is going to be able to snipe 5. I actually could have gone for a few more as the Marines trying to fight this. Just going to look for continued drone kills here. Dancing around the Spore, not able quite to get, I think, as many as you'd like. 6 drones, though, so far is a good start. You have 2 Banshees still alive. 3rd command center on the way. And oh, Byun has found the sweet spot. 9 drones are going to go down. Another Banshee going to try and snipe down Queens there at the 3rd. This 1-1 is on the way for ARMANI. And luckily in this game, he does have that in good time. But you're going to lose a 10th drone. Oh, Byun is just getting so much damage done right now. Ooh. Oh, is it going to go down? Yeah, okay. First Banshee is going to fall. I believe the second one is still alive. The gas production has been pretty much sniped. I mean, ARMANI has used all of his gas right now to get into 2-2 upgrades, actually. And a 4th base. ARMANI here actually getting very, very greedy. This is going to be interesting. ARMANI, I mean, that's 2 hatcheries going down and macro hatch as well. He's trying to take full advantage of the fact that he knows he has some time until +1/+1 is done, until Byun is going to move out here with Stim and Combat Shield. So ARMANI trying to take full advantage of that. Of course, the worry is, hey, you need time for this +2/+2. You need time for this base, and Byun is going to try and make this attack work. It's not really lining up, though, with his upgrades just yet. The upgrades are all going to come through around 8:15 is when he's going to have everything done. That's, of course, without the +1 for his tanks. There we go. Combat Shield's coming through. The +1 armor actually still even a little bit later, as ARMANI is going to continue to produce Lings and Banelings, but doesn't have a lot. Actually, that 4th base might just go down. I think ARMANI here got a little bit too greedy with the drones, with the upgrades, and so he's going to be able to find a lot of SCVs here, at least in the mineral line. That's going to be a very, very good snipe. 9 go down. Forces the evacuation onto the 3rd base. Byun is still trying to push the front here. The 4th immediately gets replanted for ARMANI. And Byun just going to continue to try and take advantage of the position. Oh, here we go. Lings surround. ARMANI. Amazing. Oh! No. No. Byun! That was disgusting! That was disgusting. I am speechless. Byun, what was that? What was that? He still has 2 tanks left. He killed most of the Lings. That was gorgeous. As now he's going to try and push down this 3rd base location, has units streaming across the map. A 3rd tank is going to join, a 4th as well. They have +1 now. There's actually +1 for all of these units, including the +1 armor for the bio, but mind you, it's 2-2 for the Ling Bane. Byun doesn't even seem to care about that. ARMANI's setting up, he has a flank. Oh, ARMANI, look at this angle from ARMANI. Does he have units at the front? Yes, he does. Baneling's rolling on in. He's going to be able to find a pretty decent collapse, but the splits from Byun are just sublime. Loses all of the tanks, but keeps a majority of the Marines alive, and that's usually what you want, is these Marines to stay alive. He's going to be able to snipe this 4th base now. I mean, without any question, he can go up here and snipe it. ARMANI just not able to keep up right now. As the Lings are once again going to look for a wraparound, but it's not looking good right now. I mean, Lings going to find their way into this mineral line. Not going to be able to snipe too many Lings so far. You do get a tank, though. Find yourself 3 SCVs, but ARMANI's going to be knocked down once again to 4 bases. Has been doing a good job of reestablishing the bases that he wants to keep, as these Queens are just fighting Marines straight up. As once again, we're going to see the collapse, but look how many Marines there are in the back here. Ooh, Byun has to be careful. The stutter step back is eventually going to have to pick up these Marines, but finds as much damage as possible before he does. 15 drones immediately on the remake here for ARMANI. Knows that he needs to take advantage of, I mean, as much advantage of the time that he has as he can. Infestation pit on the way. Is there a lurker den done just yet? No, there is not. So it's just going to be Ling Bane Hydra right now for this army. And of course, it's not the best, but it's still going to be something here for ARMANI. 5th base on the way, has managed to find himself to 75 workers, and despite how well Byun has been playing, ARMANI in this game looking a lot better. This is looking more like, I think, what we expected from ARMANI, being able to start to catch up, being able to stay on even footing. The 2-2 upgrades that he got so early really paying out for him, because he was able to hold on for so long, mostly because of the fact that he had those 2-2 upgrades, and now he can start to work on his +1 and start to work on muscular augments. Already has group spines here for the Hydralisks. But +2 on the way for tanks. Spire for ARMANI. I mean, potentially gonna head into Spire for his late game tech would be an interesting choice, but look at the supply. It's 180 to 140. ARMANI needs time to catch up. He needs time to mine off this 76 workers, but it's 4 base to 4 base. And you don't really mine faster than the Terran when you're even on bases right now. Byun, look at this army. Oh boy. ARMANI, he needs to make this hold. This is it. If he is not able to hold off this push here from Byun, then that might just be game. As ARMANI's setting up the surround. He's going to look to try and get this from 2 angles. I mean, actually, potentially 3 angles. Here we go. He's just going to collapse on in. There aren't a lot of Banelings, though. With this, it's a lot of Hydras, but all the Banelings are in the back. They're going to blow up on the tanks. Is it going to matter? A few more trying to find their way on in. The tanks are done. The Banelings, though, they're stuck behind the Hydras. They're going to get focused down. Ling's wrapping around ARMANI. He's going to be able to clean it up, but he loses a base. Byun still had that double drop on the right side of the map. Oh, Byun is just handling this as well as he can, but still the cleanup here on the left flank is going to hurt. ARMANI catching up in supply. Vipers on the way. Greater Spire on the way. He wants Broodlords. Is he going to have time? There's no more Banelings left here for ARMANI. I mean, the Hydras are trying to fight straight up, but Lings are having to be brought over. And Byun, he's trying to split the map, and that's absolutely what you can do right now against this army for ARMANI that just doesn't have Banelings. It doesn't have anything to clean this up. He has Banelings, though, on the right side, which does mean that Byun can't push in to try and snipe that rebuilding 3rd base or 4th base. As here we go, surround once again. Banelings, though, they're just not available. Armani, you don't have Banelings. Why are you taking that fight? And he realizes it is trying to morph some more. There's just no minerals available right now for the Zerg. There's so much gas, and again, if there was a lurker den, Armani could get into lurkers, but there's already tanks out. I still think it would probably be the best option for Armani, just because he has so much gas. Vipers are now here. Oh, look at this pre-split from Byun. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Banelings are going to try and roll on through. Marauders absorb a lot of the damage, though. The Banelings all get cleaned up. Byun's just going to try and stim through the blinding clouds. And as the Hydras fall, that is it. It is the 3-0 for Byun.